Alright, guys, let's take a look at the movie Cuties on Netflix. Not literally, because I haven't watched it and I'm not going to. But let's take a look at the whole situation surrounding it and see what type of moral conclusion we can come to. So I'm walking through Walmart with my kids. I think this was Friday. Yeah, Friday, probably the 12th, I think. Um, I get a message from my girl, she says, "Hey, Netflix is this posted, blah, 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 blah." And it's a simple rundown of the situation at hand. Basically, she said that, there's 11-year-olds in this movie and they're twerking. And my instant conclusion was, okay, well, it's about time for us to cancel our Netflix subscription. She replies, yeah. 3 hours later, Netflix is canceled. It's erased off the televisions, the app is, and Netflix is no more. Now, this doesn't mean we don't have streaming services. Of course, we have Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon, PureFlix. We have a few more to choose from. It's not a huge hit. And that's just a reminder as well that even if Netflix is the only one you have, try out a different one. Like if you're really wanting to get on this hashtag cancel Netflix bandwagon, just try out a different streaming service. I would recommend PureFlix. There's some really good shows on there. Um, Nostalgic TV, like you can go back and see how TV used to be before, every word was an F bomb and um, 11-year-olds were twerking. So, anyway, I digress. It wasn't a hard decision or conclusion to come to for us that we needed to get rid of Netflix. This video, this movie, which I still have not seen, I've seen bits of it in another YouTuber's video, um, just enough that he could put on YouTube. So, I mean, this wasn't even like some of the worst parts. And just from what I've seen, this is against any values that I have, especially as a father. Regardless of whatever the narrative is of the film, there was no reason to literally film 11-year-old girls, having them act this way for the camera. I mean, that is just what it is. I mean, there's nothing. Look, back in the day, maybe some of you might be too young to remember this, but the majority of you will. Back in the day, we'd walk around with a camera and we would take pictures, and the picture would be captured on what they called film. And this film went inside the camera, and when you were done with it, it only had like so many exposures, so many pictures you could take, just like your memory card. You can only hold so many photos. So when you were done with this film, and it was usually like 12 pictures, I think, or 24, you would take it out and you would take it to somewhere like Walmart and you would drop it off while you did your grocery shopping, come back in an hour and pick up your photos. You'd have paper photos. If you took a picture of your child in the bathtub, say, you got a little baby, you're going to take a picture of your baby in its first bath, a very innocent family memory. You wouldn't get that photo back because it would fall under the child pornography guidelines. You have a naked child in a picture. It's just that simple. It's not about, what was the underlying reason behind it? Why did they want to do this? Like the fact that there's even a discussion going on about whether or not this movie is appropriate just blows my mind. But this is 2020. We've had killer hornets. We've had a pandemic. We've had, what was it, like wolves on the loose or a lion? Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, So why not normalize pedophiles too? For sure. So the next day I wake up and I find myself, because I've deleted everything. Of course, my kids are just like, oh my Lord, we've lost Netflix. They've done told people in their family, and I find myself defending my decision to people asking questions such as, have you even seen the video? Um, no. No, I have not seen this movie because this movie goes against what I morally believe in. So naturally, I have not watched the film to see for myself. I understand that some of you will, some of you have, and that's fine. That's your choice. And that's why this movie is, I think, typically trending right now at like number 8 in the US. Now, while it's trending, they're also losing a bunch of money, and they've had, I think it was 6 times more people, or maybe it was more than that, um, unsubscribe or fail to renew for the next season already, for the next month. I mean, they've already had that many people do that just so far this month. Now imagine as that time progresses, how many more people won't renew into the next month. The numbers are going to go up. They're going to climb. And if you've already lost 9 billion, I want to ask you, Netflix, are you just calculating what you think is going to happen over the course of time? Like you think just in the next month you won't have that much? You'll be that much short, 9 billion? Or is it just in a few days that this has been going on and hashtag cancel Netflix has been trending, you've already lost 9 billion? Just a little financial question for you there. So I guess my biggest rant on the entire situation is I don't understand how anybody can stand back and defend this movie, saying that it's culture or that it's the underlying narrative of the film. It's just subtle. It's the purpose that the film was made that makes it okay. It doesn't make it okay. It's not the reasoning of why you're making this film. It's the fact that you did make this film and Netflix has allowed it to be on their streaming service. That's the point. We really need to look at not so much moral standards, but a set of truths that are set in stone. That's something we need. Where, you know, this, if you do this, it doesn't matter why, if you do this, it's wrong. You just don't do these particular things, regardless of what the reasoning is behind it. And I'm pretty sure that's kind of like what our country was started on. But we've kind of wandered away from that, and there's no, you know, absolute truth anymore. Now everything is it's biased to whatever your perspective is. So that's just my rant on it. I'm just saying, put your money where your mouth is. If you say you don't stand for something, and this streaming service is promoting a film that stands for it, and by the way, they even apologized and changed the artwork for the film, apologized for it being inappropriate. That's their quote, inappropriate. So if the artwork for the film was inappropriate, which is probably a screenshot of the film, you know, a scene from the film, typically, how is the film itself not inappropriate? Like, it's just common logic. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Leave a thumbs up. It's good to see you. Peace.